everybody has watched the Pokemon 2024 World Championships, and there were two decks at the top that no one expected to see coming. We had Iron Thorns EX and Roaring Moon EX face off in the finals, with Iron Thorns EX actually winning the entire event. But there was another deck that actually made a little bit of a resurgence, and that's Gholdengo EX. It got 3 placements in day 2 and pretty high up there as well. And when you consider that it's Worlds and it's the best of the best, we gotta take a look at this list. I don't remember the names of the people, but I will put their links in the description below, so shout outs to them because they really cooked with this one. What is going on, everyone? Hitmonchan here, back again for another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech. Today we're taking a look at, obviously, Gholdengo EX, the coin bonus ability. You draw 1 card every turn, and if you're in the active, you can draw 2 cards, and make it rain. You do 50 for each basic energy you discard from your hand. Everybody loves this card, but however, it's had like very mixed to minimal success over the past little bit. A lot of lists have adopted a 1/1 Palkia VSTAR line as a good, efficient backup attacker, while also being able to use Radiant Greninja's Moonlight Shuriken attack. But the whole reason that I think Gholdengo gets a lot better is because of Fezandipiti EX. The flip the script lets you just play it down, and if your opponent knocked you out last turn, you can just draw 3 cards. Gholdengo loves to amass massive hands, and you can use flip the script in combination with cards like Pokestop, Ciphermaniac's Codebreaking, or Cyllene in order to actually just draw whatever you want whenever you need it, and all of a sudden, Gholdengo EX becomes a really strong deck. Now, we also have the new Night Stretcher in this deck. We have 3 copies of it, so we can get back any Pokemon we might mill off of Pokestop, or we can get back energies to use with Gholdengo's massive Make It Rain attack. Play 11 energy in this deck. We don't play Prime Catcher, we play the Hyper Aroma, so we can get a lot of Gholdengos out at once, and we're also going to be playing some Pokemon Catchers to fulfill that Item Gust type of role. The rest of the deck is pretty straightforward. We have a Canceling Cologne in here, as well as Pal Pad, Professor Turo, and the aforementioned Cyllene to help us get really good control / Iron Thorns matchups. So this deck, really fun. It's really strong, I think, right now. We're also playing the one of Klefki, which I think is important to note, because I think of all the lists that did good, 2 of them played Klefki, 1 of them played Manaphy, and that was the only difference between them. The Klefki is really strong because you can lock your opponent out of the game against like Miraidon, against Regidrago was the big one, against decks like Roaring Moon, or decks like Iron Thorns won't be able to use their ability, because if Klefki's in the active, then Gholdengo can use its ability to draw. So this deck has a really good matchup spread right now. It's only really got a tough matchup into Gardevoir, but Gardevoir isn't really being played that much, and you can just kind of spam Moonlight Shuriken against them, so it's not that bad of a matchup. And I'm really excited to just show this deck off. As soon as I saw it, I thought, this is absolutely insane. We gotta play it. I'm gonna walk you through the matchups as we go, but first, I just want to let you know that I do have the Hitmonchan playmats available now. You can click the link in the description or head on over to hitmonchanning.com. Pick one up. I'm very happy to bring them to you. They're like the best quality I could possibly get. I want to give you guys a mat that I've been using myself for a number of years now, and I really think that you'll enjoy it. So once again, hitmonchanning.com, pick up a playmat and some singles while you're there. I got a pretty good selection, and once again, let's just hop into the video, get some dubs with Gholdengo EX. Just wanted to give a quick thank you to the lovely sponsors of the Hitmonchanning channel. If you need codes, you know where to go. Head on over to ptcglstore.com and use code Hitmon to get 5% off your order. And be sure to check out Pokemon.gg, the best Pokemon card tracker and deck builder there is. Join Pokemon.gg by clicking the link below and use code Hitmon to get a free month of pro membership. Hitmonchanning playmats are finally here. Head on over to hitmonchanning.com to pick yours up today. Thank you to my sponsors for supporting the channel, and thanks to you for supporting me too. And now, let's get right back into the video. We get to call that opening coin flip. Tails never fails is what I always say. It has been tails. We have flipped the coin, and we're going to choose to go first here. We want to get a solid setup, potentially get like as many basics as possible into play. Obviously, we have a lot of draw with this deck. This hand would have actually been decent had we had a basic Pokemon, because we could just use Greninja with Nest Ball and then get whatever we don't find and, you know, go from there. But we're going to have to mulligan this away, which isn't even the worst thing in the world. We can maybe find some Buddy-Buddy Poffins and kind of just get rolling that way. Now, depending on what we're versing, this person's got a Charizard sleeves. We have many different game plans going into Charizard. I think the primary one is Poké Catcher Cologne. They might have no idea what we're playing. This hand is decent. It's actually not that bad because we can just Buddy-Buddy and then double Gholdengo. So I'm kind of happy with that. And that's the advantages of going first with this deck, is you get so much more aggressive draw. It is a Charmander, which makes me very happy to see. And we get another Gholdengo, which is insanely solid. So we'll get our 2 Gimmighouls. Greninja and Palkia and all our friends are in the deck. So we're going to do that. And we're literally just going to pass. We're not even going to attach an energy. Just going to pass on over to our opponent. Would have been nice to get like a Palkia V down so we can threaten Palkia, or sorry, we can threaten turn 2 Moonlight Shuriken. But nonetheless, that is okay with me. They have the Buddy-Buddy Poffin, they got the Charmander, they got the whole shebang going on. And now, something that you'll notice, because I'm going to point out that they're playing a Dreepy, you will notice that we are playing the 70 HP Gimmighoul's and that they have 2 Retreat. I think the 50 HP ones are objectively better if you're not playing against any, like, Dragapult attacking decks, like Regidrago or whatever. I do think that it's better to have the, what's his name? Better to have the 50 HPs because you can retreat them. However, in this case, it's kind of hard to, like, do that because Regidrago's so popular, Dragapult's so popular, so you have to kind of settle for the 70 HPs that unfortunately have to retreat, which can make some situations a little bit more difficult. But they are playing the Arven, no Iono, so that means we're going to get the nice triple Gholdengo turn 2. Vitality Band is a crazy card. Don't know why they played that one. And there's an instant charge. So they didn't get 4 Sealstone, which makes me think that they don't have access to it. We get a Night Stretcher. That's all well and good. We're going to start coin bonusing. We're going to do one at a time. Just draw some cards. We get an energy, and we get a Pokemon Catcher, which is pretty solid. We'll do some even more draws. We will get a coin bonus once again. Draw another Metal Energy, which is fantastic. And now we can go for a coin bonus once again. Draw one more card, and that's a Buddy-Buddy Poffin, which won't actually help us because we prized one of our, what's his names? One of our good pals in, what am I thinking? Gimmighoul, that's the one. And now we have a choice here. I think the most optimal play is to try and Pokemon Catcher KO the Pidgey, because that way they're not going to be able to establish a support engine, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to make big plays happen. So I'm going to try, I think I'm just going to go for the boss's orders here and just straight up boss the Pidgey. I don't want to waste the Pokemon Catcher, and now, like I said, we have perfectly the right amount to get a KO on this Pidgey here, so we're just going to do that. Like I said, I don't want to use the Pokemon Catcher in case we need to go for like a Palkia Greninja play later. Pokemon Catcher is also good because you can combine it with Turo. We're definitely going to get like swung into right now with a Dragapult or a Charizard, 100%. So being able to Turo this Gholdengo up after, we can Night Stretcher, get back the energy, Vessel, get more energy, draw more cards. There's a lot that you can do with this deck. They're evolving to Dracloak, so that's why I'm guessing we're going to get hit with a Charizard here, but they're probably missing a piece in their hand. No 4 Sealstone, it seems like. So we're going to have to see what they do here. It might be another instant charge angle, and if that's the case, the Pokemon Catcher might be really, really clutch. Here's an Ultra Ball, though. Gonna ditch probably, I guess, would be an Iono and an Energy. Two of my guesses. Let's see what they ditch from their hand. What they discard. Manaphy and Energy. That was close. Them getting rid of the Manaphy is really, really good, though, because then we can put Palkia and Greninja down, and there might be like, what the heck is going on? Now, we got a really solid hand. I'm hoping we don't get Iono'd. We're getting Arven, or they're playing Arven, which is good. They need that rare candy in order to actually set up here, so I'm pretty content with that. I mean, you would obviously like prefer to get Iono'd earlier, if that makes sense. You wouldn't want to get Iono'd later. They get Defiance Band, they get Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Defiance Band, if I'm hoping they attach it now, because it's not going to do anything. The Buddy-Buddy Poffin can grab them their other Pidgey, so they have a full board here. But we did delay them from getting Rare Candy Pidgeot to set up a better board. So I'm content with that turnout. We couldn't KO the Rotom. The Pidgey was the biggest threat by far. The Dragapult can wait because Dragapult can never one-shot us while Charizard can. But they're only going for 1 energy. Oh, they have it in their hand. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, whoa, 1 energy is a little crazy. Defiance Band coming through right here. Not going to be able to KO us. I don't care. I'm using Professor Turo scenario. And you cannot stop me. Like, that's great. And you're gonna finish me off with Dragapult. That's so cute. Too bad it's not happening. The SER is a great card to top deck, and I think I'm gonna start with that coin bonus, drawing 2 cards here. Vessel's great, Pokestop's even better. We're gonna go ahead and scoop up Gholdengo with that Professor Turo, and the great thing is now we can draw even more cards with coin bonus. We can use the coin bonus to get a Nest Ball and a switch. We can actually switch into this Gholdengo and get even more get even more cards, which I think I would like to do. So I will switch into this Gholdengo, and I am gonna aim to knock out this Charizard this turn. It's a tall ask, I know it is. This Gimmighoul's going on the bench 100%. I think I should be potentially using the Nest Ball to get like Palkia, or even Greninja I think is more of a priority here. I'll definitely grab the Greninja. Palkia can wait. Now we'll go ahead and start with the Pokestop here. Anything can be brought back. We get Night Stretcher, which is really solid, and now we'll just go for a nice Vessel. Get 2 energies. We have Forme discard to use with SER, but we can start with Greninja to draw even more cards. A nice 1-for-2 trade. The Irida is going to be great for later on, but I don't actually think we need it too badly right now. We also have the coin bonus here. So let's coin bonus first, just draw more cards. Nest Ball's great, Ciphermaniac's great as well. Nest Ball can get us Palkia. Now, we need to kind of plan what's happening here. Do we go ahead and SER away Irida and probably Irida and the Catcher is my best guess. Irida and the Catcher, and we save Ciphermaniac, I think is better. Because we have 5 energy in the discard. So we'll SER, get rid of Irida and the Catcher. We'll get back a bunch of energy cards. Now, right now, we can do up to 200, which is a-okay with me. We should go ahead and... So we'll attach this. This is 200. We just basically need to go for Earthen Vessel. Comfortable getting rid of the Gholdengo because we have the Night Stretcher. And I'll get 2 more. Then there'll be 300. Then we can Night Stretcher 1 more, which will be, you heard it here first, 350 damage. Then I think we'll Nest Ball and put the Palkia down. We do have Palkia VSTAR, so I'm happy about that. Another Gholdengo is in the deck, so we're gonna just go for a massive Make It Rain. Get rid of all of these energies, 5, 6, and 7. Goodbye, Charizard. It was nice knowing ya. See ya later. And now we get to take a nice 2 prize cards. And now the good thing about this position is Hyper Roam was great actually for the next turn. The good thing about this position is that, you know, they need to find pretty much a rod to use this Charizard again. I think they're leading with Charmander because they have nothing. That's my guess. I don't think they have a natural rare candy Charizard in their hand. It would be tough to get without Forest Seal Stone, without Pidgeot, and which is why targeting the Pidgey was the great play there. They could establish a Pidgeot this turn and start setting up for next turn, but they're going to attach to the Dragapult, evolve to the Dragapult. Do they have a switch or something in their hand? They have an Iono, which in this case, we don't actually mind. We have a 5-card hand going out to 3 and then 4 off of the top deck, which this is a solid hand. If they get like a counter catcher play, we can Fez. If not, we just Pokestop and the block keeps on rolling. Cyllene can also be great here because we can Cyllene back like an SER and something else, and then we can coin bonus into them or do whatever we need to do. So this is a great spot to be in. I would like to find the other boss if possible. I would like to be able to just boss up something like a like that Dragapult and immediately just murder it personally, and then there's nothing they can do about that. Another good thing that we can potentially do here is we can go for a Greninja play and get rid of both Charmanders, or if they don't get a Pidgeot, we can get rid of Pidgey and Charmander, and that way after this Greninja we leave a single prizer in the active with a lot of beefy Pokemon on the bench, and we get rid of 2 of their main threats, and you know, Bob's your uncle, as the saying goes. You're kind of just having a good time. The only thing is we're gonna need to find another energy to attach to switch this Gholdengo out, which would be a little bit of a challenge, but again, we'll see what our opponent does. They're going to counter catcher up the Palkia, which is worse. Actually, it's worse. But we can potentially find ourselves our other Pokemon Catcher or other boss, and use Palkia's VSTAR power to literally just boss KO Fezandipiti. Then there will be chillin'. There's like nothing we gotta worry about because we're 1 card to 6 prizes remaining. Like I said, I doubt anything is happening on their side of the board this turn. So this is a little bit annoying because we can't go for the Greninja play even though they bench locked themselves because we were really aggressive with that switch earlier. And there's an instant charge. Potentially something we can do is we can Cyllene and maybe put the switch back. That's an option. So we'll have to kind of consider the options here. If we Cyllene and put back the switch, and that would actually mean that we're chilling. If we put back the switch and something else, we would be okay. So let's try the Cyllene. 2 heads would be great. Well, 2 heads is fantastic. 2 heads is fantastic because all we need to do is put the switch and the SER back. And then we just Pokestop away. Pokestop around the block. We got rid of the boss, which is a little bit annoying, but we do still have Pal Pad, if I remember correctly. We do. So Palkia can go here. And now both these Charmanders are just getting obliterated 100%. But to start, we'll go for some coin bonuses. Build the hand up a little bit more. Coin bonus here, coin bonus there. We get a Ciphermaniac for next turn, which is great. We will Star Portal and just put like triple water onto the Ninja. We can switch into the Greninja. For sure, for sure, for sure. And now I'm debating, should I burn the Buddy-Buddy Poffin? But they're going to be playing Iono, so it won't matter anyway. So now we'll just Moonlight Shuriken. We'll take out double Charmander. Or we can even grab Pidgey, but no. Charmander's more important to get out here. Because, what's his name? Like, Pidgeot would allow... Or, I'm sorry, Pidgeot allows them to, like, what does it allow them to do here that will actually put them in that great of an advantage? They obviously have Rare Candy Pidgeot here, but everything on our board, like, the only thing that it can get KO'd on our board is Greninja or Gimmighoul. And we have so many cards in our hand. They can Iono us to 1, absolutely, but we have Pokestop. We have... I should have put Fezandipiti down potentially, but I do know that they played the Vitality Band, so I'm actually glad I didn't put that down. Just thinking in hindsight, we should have a Nest Ball back in the deck. There's a Neo Upper. If we get hit with Blustery Wind, I'm going to be in absolute shambles right now. If they hit us with the Blustery Wind, that'll be crazy. Here's a Night Stretcher, and Night Stretcher will very likely get another Charmander back. But at this point, we should just be able to try and blow up whatever's in the active spot. There was Charmander, by the way. There he is. And that's kind of my plan. My plan is to just be in a board state, be in a position where we can just destroy whatever Pokemon is in the active. We have Iono, that sucks for us. They have the Fez, they got a Quick Search, they got everything. The Water Energy is great for us. Unfortunately, a Greninja will go down. But basically, all we're going to need to find is 2 of our 4 SERs. That's it. The Vitality Band, Blustery Wind KO on the Radiant Greninja is kind of crazy because it also gets rid of the Pokestop, obviously. But I'm not actually that concerned because it doesn't put any damage on this Gimmighoul, which means that it's not really threatened by a double Dragapult. The Radiant Charizard can be a little bit of an issue, but they already attached for turn, so I don't really mind. There's Blustery Wind. You know what? Solid play from them to actually put that together. Not gonna lie, that's pretty sick. Pretty smart play. We have top deck plus 3-card draw. We have ways we can do this. There are outs here. There are outs. Night Stretcher is a great start because Night Stretcher can grab us the Greninja, which will draw us more cards. So I'll start with the coin bonus because just seeing cards unconditionally is great. Irida is great. Catcher is great. Now, Irida can grab us just an item, so we need to be very, very careful here. I think I'll go ahead and coin bonus once again. The SER is a perfect card here to get because literally if I just Pokemon Catcher and I flip heads, we Night Stretcher, we win. So let's start with that. That I think is a solid first game plan. It's a Tails, which is fine. To knock out this Pidgeot, we need to discard 6 energies. So we should actually just have it because we have a Nest Ball and Fez is in the deck. We should literally just have it. And you can see why this is such a great combination now. We get Fezandipiti out. And we flip the script. We just need 2 cards to discard off of SER. And we can discard Buddy-Buddy, and a Water Energy. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then right now, we are doing 250. Boom. Night Stretcher. We just get back one more. That's a big 300 damage. And that's just the game. Like, the amount... We got Iono'd. I want you to know, I want the people to know. We got Iono'd to a single card. One card. We had one Iono card. Drew for turn, coin bonus, Radiant Greninja, Fezandipiti, and Gholdengo EX kind of feels like if Roaring Moon was, I don't want to say a real deck, but if it was a legitimate, like, long-term deck. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. I mean that Gholdengo just draws so many cards, it feels like you can get out of these situations where you can just draw out of Ionos, kind of like Regidrago can, kind of like Roaring Moon can with a Seda plus a Greninja plus a Pokestop, that big combo. But Gholdengo has legs like further than the 2/2/2 prize map. You can attack with Radiant Greninja, you can attack with Palkia, you can do some other things and weave in between, spread some damage, force single prizers in the active. Lots can be done with Gholdengo here, and I'm really loving Gholdengo right now. The deck just feels insanely solid. Our opponent called the coin flip, but Tails has not failed us. I'm going to choose to go first here. We want to start drawing cards. We want to get Greninja and a couple of our guys down into play. And that's kind of just it. We've got a solid hand here. We got the Klefki start, so depending on what we're playing against, we can shut them out of the game instantly. And we also can get set up. Oh, would you look at that? It's an Iron Thorns. Well, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some Gimmighoul guys. And we want to make sure we have the Hyper Aroma in here. Of course we don't. I swear maybe like 80% of the games I play with this deck, Hyper Aroma is prized. But that's okay. We're going to just pretty aggressively start drawing cards here. I will go for the Pokestop because I might be able to find something. That was a tough Pokestop. Our hand is going to be all energy, so that's weird. And then I'll attach to the Klefki, and I will just pass from there. Yeah, I'll just pass from there. Now, not having the Hyper Aroma in the deck is probably the most catastrophic thing that can happen for this matchup, because if we had Hyper Aroma, we would probably just smoke them immediately next turn. There goes a Pokegear. They got nothing out of it. There's a Crushing Hammer, which I don't quite like, especially if they hit heads. The only thing that's good as well about Klefki is if they attach a tool to the active, we can just joust them, and then nothing crazy will come out of that. They are going to go for research. They got rid of the Pokestop, really big time. Tragic here. Pokemon Catcher going to bring up a Gimmighoul potentially. They hit Tails on that one, and it's just going to be a pass from them. So now we draw a boss, which doesn't really help us. And I can joust here, but it's really not worth it. I'm just going to end the turn. We literally just need to find like one, what's his name? One Gholdengo. And then we're chilling. They get the Colress. I think prizing Hyper Aroma probably lost us this matchup because we literally have no way to draw into Gholdengos except for drawing for turn. So that sucks. Goodbye to Klefki, gone to the Lawsome, and we'll lead a Gimmighoul. We're gonna try continuous Twin Toss. We're gonna try it. Canceling Cologne can be good later on, but for now we need to continuously toss that coin. How many heads can we get? Let's go. That's one. Let's go. That's two. Three. Okay, 3 is really solid. 3 is insanely solid here, because it basically lets us just put a Gholdengo into play, and then we can swing and discard only 4 energy for the KO. Really, really solid continuous coin toss from my Gimmighoul. Can't complain about that one. But now we gotta find the Gholdengo. That's the challenge. The Canceling Cologne can come in clutch because we can cancel, draw more, and then we'll be fine from there once we amass that big hand. But they've got their kind of setup going here, and yeah, the thing that's challenging about this matchup is not even does a Ciphermaniac help us. Not even does an Irida help us. Right now, we have no help. We are in the trenches, and there's nothing that we can do here. So we're going to lead this Gimmighoul, and we're going to pray that we find something helpful. Something helpful has been found. We will evolve into Gholdengo, and we'll cancel in Cologne here. Now we can coin bonus, and very, very hopefully that coin bonus draws us into good stuff. Pokestop and SER is some good stuff indeed. We will ditch that and go for a Pokestop. Pokestop will get rid of another SER, which is kind of decent, potentially kind of decent. We can, I was going to say we can boss, but not really worth it. Will SER get rid of these two, and we'll get the 4 of these energies back. And you can see the kind of turns you can have, because all we need to do now is make it rain. Just discard 4 of these energies. And boom. Goodbye to that Iron Thorns. They're going to get knocked out. We get to take 2 prizes. We are back in business. Irida's good. Pokestop's even better, getting rid of those annoying lost cities. They are down 2 of them at this point. And now they need to find that energy, which they should have with a 10-card hand. The Crushing Hammer will make our lives more difficult. Thankfully, it hit Tails, but I have a feeling they have another one in their hand, because of course they do. And this deck really sucks to play against. That one's going to hit heads, which drastically changes our game plan a little bit. An Energy Lotto will find them their Lightning Energy, and the Lightning Energy will get attached to the Thorns. And I'm hoping they don't have a Lost City here. They're putting another Thorns on the bench. That's fine. They do have a Lost City, because we are running thin on our Pokestops, which I don't like, but it's just a Volt Cyclone, so that's not the end of the world. And the only thing is we can't coin bonus draw now, so we do need to be extremely careful with what we are drawing. We do get a Vessel, which is really good. And do I Vessel away the Irida is my question. I'm thinking the best play is to Irida, because we have the Palkia, and we can get another SER. And we have 2 energy in deck, so we'll get rid of the Palkia. And what's it called? We have no Gholdengo in the discard, but we can Pokestop. I think that's pretty fine, yeah. Like, we could also just get rid of, like, a Nest Ball or something off of an SER, which might actually be a solid plan as well. Instead of getting this SER, we just grab a Nest Ball that we can ditch. I actually do like that idea. Now we'll drop the Pokestop. And we can Vessel, get 2 energy. No, we got to SER first, I think. But Pokestop needs to hit an item. Night Stretcher. Which technically, is that as good? Technically it works. So I'm not upset, because we can SER, get these guys. And we get 1, 2, yeah, that's 3, so that's 4 total, and we can actually Night Stretcher for the last one and get a KO here. But the thing is this last Gimmighoul is going to be the challenging, what's it called? It's going to be the challenging KO. We need to make it rain here. Get rid of all 5 of these energies, and then we get rid of that Iron Thorns, and we get to take another 2 prize cards. Now, they got to find a double turbo to attack here, and basically, we need to find another Gimmighoul. They're down 3 lost cities, so I'm hoping they don't play the 4th. They found the double turbo, and if it's just a swing, I have some hope. It's an Iono, which isn't as good, but we have some potential to just naturally draw into something good. The SER is great, and just the Volt Cyclone we can work with. But we need to find a Night Stretcher for Gholdengo. We need to find it. That's not negotiable. That is not negotiable right now. Buddy-Buddy Poffin's not great. It all comes down to this Pokestop. We didn't find it. We have, and we milled the last Gimmighoul, so we can't even go into it. That is tragic. If we didn't even mill the last Gimmighoul, we would have a chance. The only chance now is to SER. Superior Energy Retrieval. And we go ahead and continuous coin toss. That's the only hope. I believe we can do it. Not even one. Not even one. Now, I would have still had faith had we actually not discarded that Gimmighoul, but that was a very winnable game. Just came down to luck. GG's to my opponent, though. I mean, look, I'm gonna be real. Iron Thorns ain't really that skillful of a deck. The deck's good. The deck's really good right now because of Rulebox Pokemon. but you just kind of sit whatever's there, and you don't really have to sequence anything. You just kind of just play cards. But you know what? GG's, because that deck's a challenge to beat. We almost got there. It kind of just came down to our little bit of a poor drawing at the end. But GG's to my opponent nonetheless. So what do you think of this Gholdengo EX deck? This was the hidden gem of Worlds. If you scroll through Limitless, this is probably the coolest list that you will find, or one of them anyway, I will have to say. The only things that I would recommend, or potentially I would want in this deck, I feel like this version of the deck, again, I'm very open and honest. I didn't change anything. I literally net decked this from Limitless. Full credits to the original creators. The only thing I would potentially like in here is, instead of maybe the Cyllene Turo combo, both cards are really great and they allow you to win games. The only other supporter I would like is a Roxanne. I think Roxanne is really strong in this deck because you can Rox and then just build your hand up massively, and it's the one card that this deck lacks, is it's very, very over reliant on the Gholdengo draw and like a turn 2 Hyper Aroma most of the time. It's just insanely reliant on that and very hard to do anything if you're playing against Iron Thorn, or if you're playing against you know, if your Hyper Aroma's prized. It can be very hard to come back from any scenario because you literally just have to hope you draw into Gholdengo, and then that Gholdengo draws into another one. The only search we have for Gholdengos is Hyper Aroma. That's literally it. So Roxanne could be nice to be able to just guarantee yourself some more cards in hand. Because think about it, a Roxanne that can literally just grant you 2 superior energy retrievals and the amount of cards you need to use them. So the Roxanne, I think, is a really pivotal card here. I could see you replacing Irida with Roxanne, but again, then your early game becomes slightly more inconsistent. So you would have to kind of, you know, weigh your options here. 11 energy is pretty solid. I could see you going back down to 10. I think a lot of lists used to play 10 energy, so that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, just dropping back down and going from there. But you know what? I'll leave that up to you to decide, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed, and comment what you thought of this deck. And subscribe to the Hitmonchanting channel. I'm posting multiple Pokemon trading card game videos every single week. Thank you so much for all your support. Purchase the Hitmonchanting mats, link in the description, and check out my other sponsors as well. And as always, with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, Hitmonchanting out.